And we're back with another one. What we're having done today is we've got somebody who's come to tint the lights on the car. I wasn't going to film a video, but I just thought I'd show what's going on with it. We've got Ryan here from Easy Tints. He's come out to do the lights on the Megane. As I mentioned in the previous video, one of my friends, Sam, has actually basically paid for the lights to be done as a birthday present. So this is Sam, so you can all see him. It's Scirocco as well, really smart, really nice. I will be doing a video on his car at another point, and we will be doing a bit of focusing on that. I only had it for, how long had the car? 4 months?
4 months, yeah.
4 months. Mileage?
37,000 now.
How many have you done?
6,000.
6,000 miles in 4 months. 4 months, crazy. But he had his lights done yesterday, so we haven't gone too dark. We did go with a slightly lighter tint on the first run, but that was still a little bit too light for what we wanted. So we're getting the headlights, fog lights, side repeaters, rear tail lights, and the third brake light done as well. I'll go around to the back and show you what that's looking like now. We will be cracking on with trying to sort that hinge out, the clicky door hinge that we watched in the previous video. I found that now. That went missing for a little while. That's been discovered, so we will be trying to fit that, as well as possibly filling the cracking on the boot. I'm not too sure, but we've got a little bit of bodywork to touch with the front bumper as well, so it might be a bodywork day. Being the sun's out, it's the best sort of weather for it. So we'll see how we get on when we come back up to it later on, but I'll take you around and you can see what's been done to the back now. So that is the first rear tail light done. What do you reckon, guys? I've had the centre piece here for the indicator and reverse light cut out. I had them all smoked previously, and I just don't think it looks good. It looks quite chavvy. So Ryan, the absolute legend, has gone around there and cut that out. I think that looks miles better. Let me know what you think though down below in the comment section, whether you like the centre cutout or if we should have went for the full smoke. I did have to ask as well because I wasn't too sure about the tape on the bumper, but Ryan did inform me that is to make sure that when you take the tint off the body when it overlaps, when it's first applied, that you don't take any paintwork with your tint, which as soon as you said it made perfect sense. Other tail light to be done, third brake light, and then we're pretty much finished on the tints. So side repeaters looking really clean actually. I like the fact you can still see the sort of texture of the lights through it. Looks a bit carbon-ish if you're getting the same sort of vibes from that. And again, the front headlights, like I say, we did decide to go a little bit darker than the first tint we applied because it just wasn't that noticeable, I didn't think anyway. And then we've got the dark fogs as well. So that's it for the sort of visual modification side of this video. We will be tackling that door shut, like I said, because we've still got a horrific creaking from there. So sun's out, weather's really nice actually. So once the tints have been done, I think it'd probably be quite rude not to pop to the pub to have a quick beer, and then we're going to come back and we'll get cracking with a door hinge and we'll film a bit of content on that. So hopefully this video is flowing a little bit better than the previous ones. Like I said, I was going to make a bit more of an effort to get them flowing. So that's the plan for today. So just realised on the back bumper actually, as he's tinting the rear lights now, he's mentioned I've got a couple of chips just underneath the rear tail lights, and he was worried about the tint, well, pulling the tint off and taking the paint with him. I do, however, luckily, and I mean like really lucky, as far as I'm aware, this is the only other 225 style rear cabriolet bumper in circulation in this country. So really lucky to get my hands on that. That is as rare as rocking horse. So yeah, just really quickly taking a bit of time out, gonna have a look at this bumper and look at the bumper on the car and see which one's in the better condition, whether it's worth getting that sprayed black and putting it on the car, or keeping the current bumper on and just going around it and touching it up where it needs. I'm not too sure. So we'll get this bumper out to the car and we'll compare the two and see what we're going to do with it. So we've had a quick look at both the bumpers and we've decided that the gunmetal grey coloured one is actually the better condition of the two. You can't see at the minute because there is some tape going around the lights, but if you remove the rear tail lights, or the bumper, being it's made of fiberglass. Whoever's tightened it on or installed the bumper tightened them a little bit too tight, and now all of the mounting points on the car are starting to split, which isn't ideal really for something like fiberglass that you can't just plastic weld another tab to. One of the other worries as well, but we'll do a bit more investigating. So with the side of the bumper meeting this part here, I know previously when people have fit aftermarket bumpers to the car, the OEM clips that sits the body of the car, the aftermarket bumper doesn't always have the tabs to clip into there, so it sort of sticks out. You have quite a bit of panel gap, and what you need to do is get a Stanley blade and individually take off every one of the tabs so that the bumper will sit flush, but then there's nowhere for the bumper to attach to the body, so a lot of people end up just putting a load of adhesive onto the car, wedging it with a stick or a block of wood against the car on the wall to keep the bumper there for 24 hours and set it like that using Tiger Seal or Gorilla Glue or whatever. The previous owner had actually put this bumper on when I bought the car, so I'm hoping that he hasn't done that, but we will do a bit more investigating and find out how that bumper's been fitted, and hopefully it's not too hard to remove and replace with the gunmetal grey one. The gunmetal grey one, I have got plans for that anyway in the future to make it a little bit more customised, so the original bumper that's on this car now will be up for sale if I can find anybody who would want it. Just very quickly guys, I wanted to show you the comparison so you can make a bit more of an informed decision. Do you prefer it the whole light fully tinted or with that insert cut out? Personally, I'm going with the cut out. Sam?
Cut out, definitely.
Ryan?
Cut out, definitely.
Cut out. So 3 to the cut out. Let me know what you think. The lights are now finished on the car. Absolutely over the moon with the results. I think it's made the car miles better. It looks a lot cleaner, and I think just for the fact that it's had 3 of the lights tinted on the back, I think it's massive transformation on the rear of the thing. Again, really happy that I've gone with the inserts cut out. I think that just looks really clean, really smart. So OEM plus, especially with the black on black. So any of you guys that are watching but are local to the sort of West Midlands, Birmingham area, EZ Tints, I will leave a link on the screen now and down below in the description box. Any work you want doing, give him a shout. Really great lad. He's come out today on a Sunday, hungover, and he's actually doing some extra parts to this car now. So yeah, absolutely top guy. He'll be going to do the back of the reflective strips on the back of Sam's car now. Like I said, he had a load of work done yesterday. Fog lights, side lights, indicators and rear lights. I'll just show you what he's done onto Sam's car, which I like it. I think it's very clean, and it's now just the 2 reflective strips that are going to be done now. So just for a little bit of perspective, I thought I'd quickly put the roof up just to see how it looks as the coupe, and honestly that I think looks 10 times better. When I first got the car, the novelty of having a convertible, you know, it's good, it's great, sun's out, roof's down, but I can't help feeling that this car actually does look better as a coupe. I just appreciate how good the car is looking with the tints on. So we're back, we're going to carry on with the Megane, we're going to get our door hinge fitted, but can we just, once again, the tints on the lights. I'm sorry about fangirling over my own car, but I genuinely can't get over how good the car looks now with them done. But now, back to what you're actually caring about, which is the door hinge repairing. Replacement. So we have the new hinge here. This was kindly supplied by the previous owner. As you knew, it was an ongoing issue with the car. So now what me and Sam are going to do is take out, as far as I can see, there's just the 2 bolts there, possibly 13 mil, 2 more there, and that is what is actually part of the replacement hinge. So hopefully quite straightforward. We've just got a little clip connector here, which is connecting the wiring loom from the car to all the window controls and electric folding mirrors, all the rest of it. So we'll get these bolts out, get this unplugged, and then we will see where we're at. Right, so the first thing we need to do is take off these pair of 13 mil bolts at the top, 13 mil bolts at the bottom. So we've come to actually test the hinge out, and it seems like it potentially may have seized. So there's absolutely no give or motion in the hinge at all. So what we're going to do is try and fire it up with a little bit of pretty much WD-40. We're going to fit it anyway, and then see if once it's fitted we can then use the leverage from the door to close it and free it up. But one thing for sure is it can't be worse than... So yeah, we'll take the hinges off, change that one out, and hopefully it's not too bad. So we'll get cracking with this.
Baby, read the fine print. I've got baggage and it's all Gucci. Don't get too attached to me. Everybody act like the answer. One love like in the movies, wasting precious time assuming.
Oh my god, oh my god, 2 years the doors off.
What we made to fall.
So the door is off the car. We've now got the hinge still attached, so we're going to quickly knock out the two 13mm bolts that are holding this hinge on, replace it with a new one, put the door on, and we'll see where we're at.
If I turn off,
Impact drill coming up very soon, stay tuned.
Lessons after lessons, had to question these glaring design flaws, can't keep love built from a love song. No, I'm not only with solo and solely exploring what I need. Cause dozens of times I swear that I knew when the wisdom was scanty. Doesn't mean I was broken, so open. I gave and 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 I. And if I'm better off alone.
Right, here we are. So the hinge is finally off the car. I'm going to swap them over, bolt them up, put the bolt on.
And if I'm better off alone, I breathe in.
So we've just realised that the hinge that we've taken off, the original hinge, that doesn't seem to like manoeuvre or function either. That seems like it's seized, isn't it, really? So hopefully that means it's all good, because we thought that the new one had seized, but the old one that we're taking off that worked perfectly fine also feels like it's seizing. So yeah, we'll get this one on and we'll have a look. Apologies for the amount of times I've probably said the words clicking door hinge in this video. I am still learning, so it's just something to bear in mind for future videos. So after 2 long years, and they've been long years, the door is finally off the car. Looking at it now, I don't know what took me this long, but I'm so glad to get this new hinge on, because living with this car for 2 years, you have no idea. It makes the car horrible to get out of. So happy days. We're going to put the new hinge on now, attach that to the car, put the door on the hinge, and fingers crossed, we should have a non-clicking door hinge and a closing door. Just please bear with me on this video. I know it's a little bit different to the usual content. Not only am I filming on my phone here, I'm also filming on Sam's car there, just for, if anything, to get a little bit of a better angle, just so we can make a bit more of a better flowing video. So please bear with me on the merging of the two videos on the two phones, if that makes sense. Right, so the door is temporarily on. We've done the very top bolt and the very bottom bolt, just to make sure that there's no door drop or any panel gaps. So, but before we can close it, we need to get this main plug plugged back in, and it's quite simple how it goes in. If you line it up, it should grip itself and come down. So with that now, I should be able to, because the ECU uses a very similar system. There we go. And we've got the relays clicking in the wing mirrors, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that is job well done. So the first test of closing the door, first test rather, of closing the door, we've got a considerable amount of door drop upon closing, which I expected, to be honest. I knew it was potential. What we're going to try though is, while we've only got 2 bolts in at the very top and very bottom, we are going to put the other remaining bolts in, just on a whim that the door may sort of self-level itself once them other 2 bolts are put in. So we'll try that, and then we'll check back and we'll see what sort of door drop we have. Hopefully it's none. during the test fitting of the door, it was about a couple of mil, a little bit too low, but we decided to just commit, lift the door up and tighten the bolts all the way up and just see if by chance we're lucky enough that we've got the door raised enough to close. It was so close, but literally just where the door latches into this here, it was literally a millimetre off. So I'm going to tighten these now. Sorry for how painful it's probably been watching me tighten bolts on a time-lapse for spanner. We are going to be investing in better tools, full tool kit, impact impact drills and all the rest of it. So if anything, it should just make it a little bit easier for us to work on the car and a little bit easier for you to watch. It shouldn't be as painful. So now we're going to try the door again. Hopefully we can line up to this a little bit better than before. Come on. I mean, that looks pretty much bang on to where it was before. It could probably do with a little bit extra lift, but as far as the door closing, so previously on the last car that I spoke about in the previous video, being resprayed Bentley white, there was a problem with the door to the point where the door drop was so bad that it was taking chips out of the door sill here. However, this doesn't look like we have that problem. So if anything, maybe just an extra mil to sort of balance these swage lines out, and I think we should be good. So we'll do that and we'll have another look. Yes, result. I know most of you won't be able to appreciate what's happening right now, but absolutely no clicking whatsoever, silent as the wind. And actually, if I'm being honest, this door feels more like it sort of holds the door where it needs to be, partly open, as though the last one would sort of free flow and carry on. Do you know what I mean? So that feels solid. And I mean, I don't think you can get that any more bang on. That is spot on. And as for the old hinge, it was only one place for this to go, which is straight in the bin. Goodbye. 2 years of torment. I cannot tell you how glad I am to have a driver's door that opens silently. Like it's such a, you don't realise how much you appreciate just your door hinge working properly until you've got one that clicks. But that is miles better. So massive thanks to Sam as well. If he hadn't held the door, would I put the bolts in? I don't think I'd be able to do it, being honest. But it's done. So good stuff. So there we go, guys. I mean, something as insignificant and small and trivial as a door hinge makes all the difference to a car. You haven't got to supercharge them, you haven't got to turbocharge them, you haven't got to put them on an airbag suspension. Sometimes it is the subtle things that make the most difference. But yeah, they were flying over the toolbox. But you can see that the door has been quite manhandled today. But the fingerprints over it, but that's the least of my worries. We're going to quickly run a bit of a quick detailer over that, get back up to where it was. But as far as the door's concerned, absolutely buzzing with that. Plus, with the tinted lights I've had done today, I'm just falling in love with the car all over again. So there you go, guys, new door hinge fitted and all lights tinted. But that is the end of today's videos, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please drop me a like, consider a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.